Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective tarot for today, Saturday, October 26, 2024. You may be following me on the book, the Insta, the Talk, or the Tube, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. Some of it might fit, some of it might not. Who the hell knows? If some of it does not, just leave it on the table for someone else, okay? Don't get all like weird and sketchy about it. Yeah, I almost forgot the mic. And I was like, wait a minute. I jumped the gun. I got no mic. I hope everybody's having a great Saturday. I'm going to do the collective tarot and the collective today, like nowish. And I might get back on later and do some more reads if I feel the need or the call to. Otherwise, I'm going to spend the rest of the night watching scary movies. I'm not lying. And eating my poke nachos. I thought it was poke nachos. She pronounces it poke, and she's from Hawaii. So, poke? Who am I to question a Hawaiian who knows how to make poke nachos? Intuitive City Oracle. Let's set that over here. I'm so excited. I got my kit from my friend from the talk with my dream catcher and all that jazz. I am beyond excited. We got one on the table. You guys might know him. He's on TikTok. He's native. I don't like saying Native American. I'm sorry, I just don't. They're not Native Americans. They're natives. They're Indians. My great grandmother was full-blooded Native Indian. I don't like calling her Native American either. Okay, we got 4 on the table with 1 major. But he makes dream catchers and sells them, and he sells sage, and he wrote like a book about life's purpose, which I got that too. I got like the whole kit. I'm very excited. Very excited. We got 6 on the table, 1 major. Seven on the table, 1 major. 8 on the table, 2 major. This literally popped out. It's a major in the reverse. Okay, so we've got 9, 3 majors, 1 major is a reverse. is a reversal. One more shuffle. Top of the deck. Yeah, that would make sense because it goes with the read. 7 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. Patience, inner conflict, and cycles of change. Bottom of the deck. Page of Cups and 4 of Swords. All right, I'm going to set this over here. We got 10 cards with bottom of the deck. We've got Queen of Wands, 4 of Cups, 9 of Cups. We've got the Hermit. We've got the King of Swords. Let me get that all back in line. We've got the 2 of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Hierophante, Death in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. World War II flying ace. Snoopy. I don't know. And earlier I was seeing what was I seeing? I was seeing something. If I remember, I'll say. It was when I saw the death card. A reversal. Death in reverse. Fear of change. Oh, Peter Pan. I don't know how the two correlate, but Peter Pan. Never grow up, Peter Pan. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. No one cares what sex you are. No one cares who you fall in love with. Only you should care about that. And I know that's not true. There's assholes out there that care. Like, jerks. But I don't care. I love you either way. So this is not, I know like the Queen of Wands came out and the King of Swords. It's not a love story or anything like that. This is one person, you or someone else. This Queen of Wands energy is, oh, why did I just hear that? I'm trying to wait. So the card says Queen of Wands charismatic, but I'm not really getting charismatic. I'm getting something else, and I'm trying to think of a word for it. And instead I heard Queen of Wands, loose lips, sink ships. Maybe you know a Queen of Wands that won't shut up. I don't know. Apparently she'll get hers, so. This Queen of Wands energy is, someone in control of themselves, um, but in control of themselves in the fact that they don't control themselves. Like, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like somebody is in control of themselves, emotionally, mentally, physically, healthy wise, sexual wise, all that jazz. But in the best way. This person is in control to the point where they don't control. And the only thing I can think of is, I was talking earlier about this when I was doing readings, um, and I was posting about it to my blog earlier. Um, if you give your life to God, like, you're in control, but you're not in control. You know what I'm saying? This Queen of Wands is giving off like that type of energy. But whoever this person is, with the Four of Cups feels okay. So with the Four of Cups and the Nine of Cups, with the Nine of Cups, this person feels fulfilled, happy where they are in the present. But with the Four of Cups, almost like stagnant, but not stagnant. Um, like at a standstill. Because it's not like they don't have creativity. They have creativity, but they just feel like they keep like moving around in a circle. Like they may be accomplishing things, but it's as if this person feels like they just keep going around on the wheel. Like like the wheel of change, but they never get off and nothing ever changes, if that makes sense. My squirrel is back. This person might be um, meditating at this time, going within. With the Hermit card, it says introspection. That's what it is. When we joke around, we say, "Oh, I'm hermiting." Like I say that like for the winter, like I'm hermiting. I mean, that literally means like I'm staying inside and I'm not going anywhere. But that's like the best time of the year for me to meditate and get in tune with myself and cleanse my home and, um, you know, purge my home and purge me. And you know what I mean? Like for me, winter is the best time for me to do me because like I pretty much go to work and come home and that's it. Pretty much every day of the week. And on the weekends, again, I like there were a few times, I'm not gonna lie, like in the winter, where it was nice enough for me to get up in the morning and drive to Kenosha and watch the sunrise over Lake Michigan. But were some days where it was not. So I spent a lot of the winter, a lot of the weekends off, just staying at home, doing me, working on the YouTube channel, working on writing my book, my first book, and all that jazz. Like winter is a good time for me. Like I very much enjoy my winter time. Um this person, whoever they are right now, they're going through like like a me period, like it's all about me. I'm going to do me. And part of this is like their healing journey, continuing on their healing journey. Because what do I always say? We're never healed. We're always healing. Like there's always going to be some trauma from the past that comes back up that you didn't remember, or you're going to be healing from the present, like somebody treats you like shit and you stop being friends with someone and this, that, and the other. You're always going to be healing. There's never healed. When we say healed, it's just an easier way to say healing. You know what I'm saying? King of Swords. I also just want to let me just say this too. Like, I feel called to say this. If someone is very adamant about the fact that they're healed and they have nothing else to heal from, I would stay away from that person. I feel like that type of person is a ticking time bomb. Just saying. I'm just saying. And that's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. It's just my opinion. I'd stay the fuck away from that person. And I've watched many other tarot readers, oracle readers, And they all say the same thing. Like, you're never healed. You're healing. Just an FYI. With the King of Swords, this person is enlightened enough to know that, like, if they feel stuck, if they feel like they're standing still, there is a purpose behind it. And if this person gave their life to God, they know that at some point, like, it's going to be unstuck. They're not going to be standing still. Sorry, my nose itches. And then eventually the wheel will start turning. They'll get off. They'll get on a new wheel. You know what I mean? Like, they have the rationality, they have the enlightenment to know that it'll change. They just feel stuck. And even though they feel fulfilled, like their life is good, they feel stuck. And it's kind of like, well, why am I waiting here? Like, when am I gonna move? When are you gonna move me? Like, we all feel that. We all feel that. We all feel that. Like, to me, that's nothing new to hear. Like, I feel like that's just either us catching up to God and what he has planned for us, or God catching up to us because he's been working behind the scenes trying to create something, and we're already ready to go for the next chapter, but he's still creating it. You know what I'm saying? So one of us, I feel like, is always playing catch up. That's the only way I can describe it. And again, that's just my opinion. Two of Wands. Two of Wands. Page of Pentacles, the Hierophant. So this person believes that they have good stuff coming because they've experienced the good stuff, right? And they know it's going to keep coming. And they know that they have the skills, the creativity, the ambition, the drive, the work, the work ethic, etc., to keep going. Like, they know that they have that. They know that they're going to keep going. The Death in reverse, fear of change. Whoever this person is, underneath it all, there is a fear of the future. What does that have in store for me? What am I going to have? What am I going to have to excel at next? What am I going to have to conquer next? I don't know about anybody else, but I will say this. I fear the change until the change happens. And when the change happens, I thrive in it and I jump and I run. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like waiting with bated breath and again at a standstill, like waiting, like, and then all of a sudden here comes the chariot with this insurmountable change, whatever that could be, in career, love, finances, whatever. And here it comes, and it hits you. It hits you like adrenaline and exhaust, fume, that gasoline smell. I love that gasoline smell. And as soon as it hits you, it's like action, and you're off to the races. That's how I feel. Like, I always have that little bit of fear, like something's going to happen, something's happening. But as soon as it happens, bam, into action. I was watching a reader earlier, just before I got on here, and she was doing a read about inheritance and somebody coming into an inheritance, and it was going to be like money or land or something like that. And she said, like, what you have, like, what someone has coming in for them is like going to change their whole life forever. Like, it's most likely money, but like a crazy amount of money, right? Like one person inheriting like, a $20 million estate, and you never made more than like 30,000 a year. Like, holy shit, what would you do with all that money? And she had made a comment about, like, what to do with this inheritance, and something about not keeping it to yourself. And then she goes, oh, you would never keep it to yourself. And I said out loud, I said, damn right I wouldn't. I've always had this dream that if I came into a large amount of money, that I would donate to my favorite charities, which I always have listed in my Linktree. There's a few others that I want to add to that list going forward, but there's 4 of them. 4 of them? Yeah, 4. I think 4 of them on my Linktree that I currently donate to every month. Not a large amount of money, but like what I can afford, because you should never give more than you can afford. You have to take care of yourself, obviously. God doesn't want you to suffer for someone else, but you should give something, somewhere along the way, give something. And yeah, I would donate to my favorite charities. And then I think I told you guys before, I always wanted to buy like a large piece of land, like, like 20 acres or something like that, and build a house, like a big old farmhouse with a couple garages and a couple barns, and just take in like rescue dogs and rescue cats and maybe birds, but I'd probably have to hire somebody to take care of them because I wouldn't want to take care of the birds. I love birds. I love looking at birds. But I wouldn't want to take care of them. I'm just being honest. I don't know. I've said before, like, they're too delicate for me. Like, I feel like I'd be like Lenny, with wasn't it a mouse in Mice and Men? Doesn't it a mouse that he had in his pocket and he killed it? I feel like that with the birds. Like, but yeah, I would do an animal rescue. I would maybe even do horses and pay somebody to come in and train the horses and that kind of thing. But yeah, like, that was always my dream. From there, it kind of evolved into like taking in kids, that need help, that have emotional issues, mental issues, and, bringing them in to see the pets and take care of the pets and, that kind of thing. Sorry, not pets, cats and dogs, pets, whatever. And then I had the dream of adopting a bunch of kids, like older kids that couldn't get a home and just want a home, and, put them through college and buy them their first car and set them out into the world a better human, Those are my dreams. Big dreams, for sure. And then this year I thought, well, I could do that, and I could buy the RV and travel around and meet all my YouTube and TikTok friends and do free tarot reads and then I thought about my business, continuing with my business, but doing more, branching out and doing all kinds of things underneath the Humble Hermit LLC, getting involved in charities, maybe starting my own charity, just doing all kinds of stuff to bring in like constant revenue, to support what I love, which is animals and people, and just enjoying my time out there, I don't want to be stuck in an office. I don't want to be stuck with like spreadsheets and all that shit. Keep it simple, stupid. What is that from? Keep it simple, stupid. Was was that originally from The Far Side? They used to do comics, books of comics. Keep it simple, stupid. I don't know. I don't know what that's from. Anyways, enough of that. Everybody has a little bit of a fear of change. You know, that's not something that's like unique to any one person. I think everybody feels that. Some more than others. I mean, there's some people that do not like change at all, you know? Like they will like stomp their feet and plant their feet and be like, I ain't moving, I ain't changing. I feel sorry for those people. Because then that means they keep living the same cycle over and over and over again. And how sad and pathetic is that? Ace of Pentacles, potential. There's so much potential here for this person. I mean, they already feel fulfilled where they're at. And think of where they're going. And all that potential for them to rise and to keep moving forward. You know, a cliche is a cliche for a reason. And when we say unlimited potential, here it is. That was kind of snarky. Was that kind of snarky? It was supposed to be not snarky. But it kind of was snarky. Whoa. Do I remember this selenite stick having a big chunk taken out of it? It must have. There's not a chunk in there. That was weird. Sorry, that little noise is just my bra. The underwire. Whoa. Okay, I just noticed that like the Queen of Wands, the Four of Cups, even even the Nine of Cups a little bit like towards the bottom of the card, the Hermit and the Hierophant, very dark imaged cards. Whoever this person is, I feel like this person came out of a really dark life cycle. Like this is someone that might have been really low vibrational at one point. Very much stuck like in their addictions and things like that. Because of the death in reverse, because they have a fear of change. This person, whoever they are, had or has? Do they currently have it? They had the gift of sight. And whoever this person was, they knew that if they just changed and started healing themselves, that they could pull themselves out of that darkness and they could become something. They could do something. And this person, whoever they are, with the death in reverse, with the fear of change, they stayed stuck for a while. That's why the Queen of Wands and the Four of Cups, the first two cards, came out so strongly for me. Like, I kept focusing on them because this person was stuck, and they kept themselves stuck on purpose in that low vibrational energy, that negative energy, that devil demon energy, because they didn't want to change. With the Queen of Wands in reverse, when you reverse it, it says excessive control. That's why when I said this person has control, but they don't have control, because at one time, not only did they have complete and utter control of themselves, in their opinion, they were somebody that would have tried to control other situations. But when they started a healing journey with the Queen of Wands, they gave up some of that control, right? They probably went within and, like, I'm going to give this to God. I'm of the opinion I feel like I have more control over my life now, giving my life to God, than when I didn't give my life to God and I was just swimming around in the fishbowl, kind of chasing my tail. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm actually in control of my life more now. I mean, look at all the things that I've done for myself. Whether anybody else thinks that my life is abundant or not, I think it is. Whether anyone else thinks I've done amazing things, produced amazing things, I think I have. I totally think that since I gave my life up to God 2 years ago, that I'm actually more in control now than I ever was. And that's the funny thing is I never not believed in God. Like, I always had a belief in God, always, even as a little kid. I just never talked about it. Because again, like, as kids, we're told, well, don't talk about stuff. Like, you're supposed to hold that in, kid. You're not supposed to talk about that. I took that literal on everything. Like, no, I was a very quiet child. And even as an adult, I'm pretty quiet. I tend to be more of a listener than a speaker, to be honest. And I know you wouldn't know that from here, but seriously, like, when I go to work and stuff, I tend to let others talk and I respond, you know? Whoever this is, they came from a really dark place and they brought themselves out of it. I think now part of this death in reverse and this fear of change is almost like, not that they fear of reverting back to their old self, but like a fear of being put back into those negative cycles, but on the other side. So, like, if this was someone that was an asshole, a jerk, used people, treated people like shit, now they're afraid of being in those negative cycles, but being the one that's treated like shit, being the one that's laughed at, being the one that's being used. You know what I'm saying? The thing is the only way to avoid those cycles is to extricate yourself from those situations. Whether it's a friend situation, a lover situation, a family situation, a work situation, or something that happens out on the street with a neighbor. Like, it's best just to pick your ass on up and walk off. Because to stay there and involve yourself in something negative, then yes, you're going to get into those negative cycles and hit the repeat. That's what this person's afraid of. That's interesting. I think in reality, it's the fear is not justified. Like this person's going to be just fine. Because they may go through one situation, one cycle where something happens and they're on that other side. But I guarantee you they're going to learn from that and they're going to catch on quick. I mean, that's how it all happens for us, right? Like we go through that cycle when we're in our healing journey, when we've come out of it, even though we never come out of it. And you hit that one situation where you're like, I know I shouldn't choose this. Like, I know this is wrong for me. I'm not doing this. And maybe you do choose it because you want to see kind of what happens. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're kind of testing the boundaries of fate, destiny, God, all that jazz. And then it comes back and bites you in the ass, and you're like, yeah, I knew. I just wanted to see. I knew. And the next time around, you're like, fuck no, I ain't doing that. Like, I know what's going to happen. Like, you learned, right? You were taught. You learned. This person will get it just like everybody else. And yes, I am the one that, like, that tests myself and everybody else. And readers out there call it, like, what is it? Well, I don't know. Do they have a name for it? Well, they'll do readings and they'll be like, "Oh, you're justice. Like you make sure people get their justice." Or, "Oh, you're the test. You're the one that actually technically is the test, and then people get karma based on the way they treat you and da 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 da." That would be me. But here's the thing. I'm out there testing people and further testing people, knowing from the get-go that it's not going to happen. It's, something's wrong. Something's off there. That person is wrong or off or negative or evil or whatever. That whole situation, not good. Like, I know. But I keep going back and I keep testing. And I did that. I do that all the time with people, with friends. I did that with the ex-best friend. I spent that whole year, almost that whole year, at least, June to October, November, testing. Multiple people, multiple times. And they failed every time. And I gave them the opportunity. I said something or I did something. And they were like, like I was a gnat, like I was a disturbance, like I was fucking around with their peace, even though they don't even know what the fuck peace is. And it was a test for them. It was a test. And they did not pass. And ever since 2022, certain people have been compiling karma. I don't know if they've gotten their karma. I could care less. I could care less whether they got it or they're getting it in 5 years or they're getting it in 20 years. I don't care. It's not my karma. I have my own karma. You have your own karma. But yeah, some of us out here, we test. We know a situation is off, but we kind of get in there and dig a little deeper. We kind of try and feel it out because we already know, like, this is off. Like, there's something wrong here. Like, I can feel it. I can feel it in the air. I can feel it in my own skin. Like, this whole fucking situation is nasty as fuck. It's messy as fuck. But I go in a little deeper. I dig in and I ask questions and I watch and I listen to everything going on. And every time I offer that tiniest little opportunity for something, for some honesty, for some compassion, for some empathy, for some understanding, for someone to say, "Oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that," to you or to someone else. And every time when they disregard it and flick it away like it's a gnat or a fly, every time that was written in a book with their name on it. And God keeps track of that. It's a lot of work to go into a situation and pretend to be really fucking blonde and dumb, when before you even step foot into that situation, you already know what's going on. You've already seen it in your mind's eye. You've heard things and felt things. You already know what the future holds for that situation. And at some point, it gets to the point where you have to extricate yourself. And you have to run away into the fucking night. You have to not answer the call. You have to delete that phone number from your roster. You have to block that person on Facebook. And you have to sit in your room for a month and feel the pain of what happened to you, of what was done to you, of what you've done to others, of how you've behaved, of how you've lived in this world. And you have to live that, and you have to reconcile that, and you have to heal that, and you have to figure out a way to move on, a better human. Some people don't ever do that. Some people don't ever do that because of this death reversal, fear of change, fear of healing. Some people don't have the guts, the determination, the cojones to heal. It's fine. They're just going to keep being tested, and they're going to keep failing, and they're going to keep incurring karma. That was a nice little tangent I went off on. Well, whoever this person is, they didn't do that. They pulled themselves out by the ass, and they changed, and they started a healing journey. And I get it. There's always, there is, you, what do I say every time? We are human. We make mistakes. We're not perfect. Even when you give your life up to God, even when you say like you're letting them take charge and control of things for you, you're still always going to have that wonder, that doubt, the fear. The thing is to find a way to block that out. Find a way to find peace and love and harmony and all that jazz, and put that above the fear. Hold that above the fear. And when you feel things like that, go to God, say something to God. Talk to your ancestors, your dearly departed loved ones. Contact your angels if you believe in that type of thing. Because you don't have to go through that alone. And you can even give that to God. You can be like, hey, I'm tired of the fear. Take it. You know, like you can. You definitely can. Whoever this, like I said, whoever this person is, it's unfounded. They're going to be just fine. I don't see like a backslide or anything like that. Like this person's going to be just fine. I just told them everything they needed to know. For the most part. And they can figure it out on their own. They're probably pretty smart. I find the ones that know the difference between enlightenment and stagnation, and know the difference between evil and good, and healing and not healing. Those are the smartest people. They figure it out on their own. They do it on their own. You know, it's the people that live in like karmic situations and low vibrations. They're the ones that are codependent. They're the ones that are bonding with people over trauma and not just getting rid of the trauma altogether. Like, get rid of the trauma. Don't bond over it. Get rid of it. Like, what do you need it for? That's just my opinion, at any rate. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found me entertaining. Thank you for listening to the rants. Hopefully, something was helpful in there. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I will talk to you later. Bye.